Now let's get the show on the road. So just yesterday, I was supposed to be cleaning my house during the early hours so I could, have some time for other engagements in the day. However, I spent the next 2 hours in the comment section of Diary of a Naija Girl trying to explain what I thought should be common logic to several humans. I mean, I'm never really in comment sections like that, but this one was just special. Now I'm ready to get into the discussion, but as you know, I'm not doing this alone. I've got 2 special guests here with me to eat into this conversation. We've got Nigerian actor and television host Patrick Ekuwem. Did I call it? Was it Ekuwem or Ekuwem?
You always get it right.
How do you say it?
Ekuwem.
Ekuwem. I actually always get it right.
You always get it right.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be back.
Thank you so much for coming back. Glad to have you here. And of course, we've got Nigerian television presenter and producer who happen to be an absolutely fantastic singer, Peace Okwudili. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Come and can you go serenade those beats? Peace.
Oh no, not right now.
Do you know this?
Not right now.
I have a song on YouTube. I listened to it yesterday. Christ is reason. Did I get it?
You did?
I did. Okay, now so let's get into the conversation. Let's talk a little bit about selfishness. Now I saw a story on Diary of a Naija Girl's page, which reads, I lost my husband last year, finally found a man to marry, but want my children to bear his name instead of my late husband. I'm so happy at last I finally found someone who accepts I and my children. He is richer and provides for I and my kids every need and also shows me so much love, even more than my late husband did. The truth is, I feel more comfortable with this man. He even opened up a supermarket for me. He asked me to marry him. He asked to marry me, in which I have accepted. The problem now is I'm disturbed on the fact that he has asked to marry me on the condition that we remove my late husband's name from my children's name and replace it with his own. I have tried talking to him to wait so that I can consult my people first because my late husband had fully paid my dowry, but he says we shouldn't inform them that he has people in the government who can quickly switch the names without any delays or complications. Actually, I don't know what else to do because I'm afraid to lose him. I'm a 33-year-old woman with 3 kids, age 4, a girl, and 2-year-old twin boys. I fear I might not find another man to marry me. I also see that changing the names is of no big deal since we're getting married to make one big happy family. Now, a lot of people in the comments are against the man, and some say he's being selfish, some say he's being wicked, and a whole lot more. But I want to find out from my guest, what is your standpoint on this topic? And I want to start, let's do ladies first. What's your standpoint on this piece from this story that you've just heard?
Oh my goodness, hearing this first, I was like, I'll start from the last line. I fear that I won't see someone else to marry me. I'm just paraphrasing, not her exact words. But the fact that she fears that someone else, that she won't see anybody else to marry her is a problem. It's already a challenge for me because I feel like the moment you feel that you're limited, this is the only thing. Without this, there's no hope. That mentality is very wrong.
Okay.
Absolutely wrong. Because, I haven't seen her, but if you could marry before, you can marry again.
Okay.
Even if this man has given you the world and shown you everything that there is, it shows you that there could be other people that could do the same thing. Okay. I know, we're in a world where there's this mentality that men are hard to find, men are scarce, blah blah blah. But I don't agree. I don't agree.
Are people scarce?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what's your standpoint on this topic?
Well, very scarce. And just to, I think I understand she being scared that she might not find someone else to marry her.
Okay.
Because the truth of the matter is, she's not what men idealize when they look to marry. The fact of the matter is exactly. It's so complicated. And there's just an added bit of complication when you marry someone who already has children, because those children, they're tied. They have uncles, aunties, cousins that have nothing to do with you. It's a whole family, and those people have an entitled right to communicate with what's going to be your children.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to navigate a whole new prospect that you wouldn't have to if you were marrying someone.
I feel like we're all just ignoring the fact that this woman's husband just died last year, and she's saying I finally found one. Yeah, but no problem. Let's move on. Now, most of the people that were coming at me in the comment section were talking about how the late husband's legacy cannot just be erased like that, and the man's family wouldn't watch that happen. Now, do you feel like this erases the man's legacy.
Absolutely.
You do feel like that?
I feel like that because I mean, this man. You have a 4-year-old son.
A 4-year-old daughter. Actually.
Daughter.
I
mean, it doesn't matter.
It's on 20-something years. She's going to be bearing another man's name. But let's
listen. I mean, erasing the man's name like that, it doesn't make sense. I do not agree.
Okay.
I feel like
what do you
wrong.
think?
I think
as a guy.
Yes. Look, let's be fair. I think this person passed away, and his kids are so young.
Yeah.
So something, he's either gone by illness or something very tragic has happened to this man. Now, this is a young person who has died. We're not talking about someone who abandoned his wife or abandoned his kids. For all we know, he's done.
Yeah.
He was ready and willing to do a very good job at being a father before whatever happened to him. I think there's got to be some type of situation, because then again, I understand from the new guy's perspective, but there's got to be a situation where you're not just going to take the kids and then rename them. Of course, you're going to take up the role, which might be what is motivating him for them to change the name, because he's going to feed, clothe, do all those.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll come to that, because I mean, as a man now, you have to marry a lady now. Let's say she has kids. Your family will most likely not be comfortable with the fact that you're even doing that in the first place. And then we have to now move on to the fact that if you leave that name, you're training another man's entire legacy. Unless the family of the people, if the family of the lady of the late husband is doing all that work, I don't think that's a problem.
But the question is, the husband, does he have kids? Or is he just...
She didn't mention he has kids, so which means...
There's something really fishy
about to point something out to you. Why does this man not want her to consult with her own people first?
Yeah, and he really wants things to happen fast.
Like, you want it to happen really quickly. You could just talk to people in the government. You don't want her to go through the due. She's not even talking about talking to her in-laws. That's the parents or people of her late husband. She's talking about
her own people.
Her own people.
Something
and then her own people, for the fact that, okay, culturally, this man paid the bride price. Let's just have that conversation. He's saying no. He wants to do it undercover. He's specifically asking her not to tell them.
There's something he's not saying.
There's something going on.
There's something he's not saying.
And then we need to hear the two sides of the story.
Exactly.
But most importantly for me now, do we not think that 1 year is too short a time to say, finally, I found a man. Finally, I found a man that would take me. It's just 1 year. Your husband literally just died. And I feel like if the family of the man, the late husband, is taking care of you, you shouldn't be in the market to look for somebody to take care of you that quickly.
Really?
I mean, what if she wasn't looking and he found her?
I mean, maybe she wasn't looking and he found her. Also, we also have to, no matter
how... But this will not be a priority. So the fact that he's telling you, okay, I will take care of you and your kids will not be a priority.
But she mentioned...
my family is taking care of, so I don't need you to change the name.
The thing I would ask with that is, no matter how much your in-laws take care of you, it's always going to be a different thing when you have a romantic partner, a man, and he's taking care of you. If I have an in-law and she's gone through the tragic loss of a relative, I'm not, I do my bit, but I'm not going to completely fill up that hole that your partner has left. Yeah, so I can understand she not, even I don't know to what degree.
I mean, from what you read, it's not like the lady said something about the husband being such a terrible man, or that it was a bad marriage.
Yeah, she just talked about how much that this man treats her even better than her husband, and she likes him more.
Which tends to happen when you have more money.
I get that. But I mean, personally, I feel like if the family of the late husband is not stepping up to take charge and take care of their legacy, it's not really paramount at the moment that happens. But if they're doing that, then fine, by all means, keep your husband's name, or might as well let's just stay in your family house to avoid any miscalculations right now. Right now we're heading on to our next story because the time is really speeding up. I wish we had more time to talk about this topic, but we're heading on to the next story. Keep it locked right after the break. Welcome back to the show, my people. Now for the next part, we're going in on that what do you bring to the table conversation. Over time, we've heard the question, what do you bring to the table? And today, Steve Harvey has a few words for y'all. So let's check the video out before we get into the conversation.
But that's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else you need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
Now, of course, a bunch of people on Twitter, on the Twitter thread, did not agree simply because it was coming from Steve Harvey. Now, Steve-O2G replied, the biggest simp in America. Now, Reggie from Boston said, not going to litigate who should bring what to the table, but I am going to say that this is an account called Black Millionaires talking to black boomers, a group that disproportionately holds the wealth in Black America. And they only have around $350,000 net worth in their crumbling houses and ever-shrinking pensions. What is this black millionaire fantasy that these old heads are projecting onto younger generation that they didn't even pave an economic way for? J.D. Carter's reply was, Steve is pandering. Nothing he's saying holds true in 2023. Equality is both men and women bringing something to the relationship. If she's got a job, why are you as a man taking care of her? Stop simping. Find a woman that likes you, not a woman trying to milk you for what you've got. Lastly, I've changed, replied, he's a professional stepfather. I'm not taking his relationship advice. Okay, now that seemed like some serious one. Then I want to know, what Steve Harvey making sense to you in that video? I don't know if I should start with the guy in this one because you're shouting at guys. Let's start with you because he's really shouting at.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. The first tweet that we saw in response was speaking a lot of sense because Steve Harvey is making a lot of sense, but I don't think that he's getting with the times. Men and women are different in 2023. Steve Harvey has been married three times. I think the first time he got married was in 1997 or so. So we're talking about an entirely different context of woman and man. 2023, women are economically powerful. There was a time when, as a man, you have to, because she had no other choice, she had no other means. It was your duty to take care of a woman.
Yes.
Now we live in a reality where most men, unless you're in a small category of men who are fully financially capable of just taking on the full responsibility, most men are in a category where if we're going to have the most comfortable life we can have, it's me and you going to combine our economic powers.
I mean, for me, if you come to marriage with the idea of I need someone to take care of me, like a woman, you need to get someone to take care of you. I feel it's absolutely wrong, because if you have someone who can take care of you, that is fine. But you should be doing something, or even if you're not doing anything, you should start contributing to the marriage. Yes. So it's not about the question, what are you bringing to the table? Some women actually come with the table.
they are
and
the table.
And then the men show up and see the table and spoil the table. So it's about, you should have an understanding of what the marriage is. Why are you guys coming together? What are your plans? What are your everything? You have the conversation and know what is up with you guys.
What is going on, really?
So
okay, now please let me ask you now, do you get offended when people ask the question, what do you bring to the table? And what do you think is expected of you as a woman to bring to the table?
I expect that I should contribute to the table.
So if the guy asks you what do you bring, do you get offended when they say, but you, because ladies will be like, why would you ask me that?
I really haven't met men like that to ask me what do you bring to the table. I already know that I could, if I have something to contribute, I will definitely do that.
Okay, now I'm going to come for you, Patrick, next. Now, T. Forrest tweeted, Steve be married too long. I don't think young men today are only asking women to bring something to the table. They know they're already doing that. Problem is, girls just want to be pretty and take IG photos these days.
Wow.
Not all, but a lot.
Not all.
Enough for men to ask the question to determine if they're dealing with one of those girls or an actual wife. Now, Big J also said sometimes what a woman brings to the table isn't really about money. The woman could bring peace, support, ideas. Now, Patrick, is this enough? Peace, support, and ideas. Is this enough? And what exactly are men asking for when they ask, what do you bring to the table?
Sometimes we don't even ask. Most of the time, we don't ask. We find the answers in different ways.
Okay.
But the thing is, 2023, especially from what we saw in the first tweet, everyone needs, every guy, we understand one thing subconsciously, that the dating pool for us now is extremely volatile and dangerous. There's some crazy cases.
Very crazy.
And you don't want to end up in that. And it's so much easier to be crazy now than it was 50 years ago. So you need to protect yourself. And the last tweet made perfect sense. It's not always financially. There's even, you might have come across some men who have a bit of an ego thing, where we don't necessarily like financial contributions, but we do absolutely.
Some men don't even want you to bring it.
But we do absolutely, as an absolute necessity, require peace. And there's some people, and I'll say this.
Peace.
I'll say this as a guy living in Gen Z, you know, working with the Gen Z dating pool. I don't know. Some people believe that drama is attractive.
Oh Lord.
They try to create, you know,
drama, and
they can come up with something in an empty room.
Crazy.
It's just like, so it's. No, like
it's not. Now we have the itch knocking on our door, so let's get right. I personally think it's important to significantly contribute and complement your partner. However, if you have to ask me the question, honey, let's not stress ourselves. This is not going to work, because you bringing up the question in the first place, it's not going to work. Now, anyways, the itch is knocking on our door right now, so let's get right into it after the break. Keep it locked.
Okay, y'all, so the bill's like $3,000, so we can all just split it evenly. So like everybody pay like $250, $300. Can I have someone's card so I can put it down? I need someone's card to pay for the bill, and then we could all just like Zelle or Cash App later or whatever. I ordered pasta and a drink, like, be for real. No, my bill with tax and tips should be like $92, and that's all I'm paying. I mean, if y'all broke, just say that. Like, this is why I do not like doing these dinners. Well, yeah, I mean, you got.
I think this is especially funny. So basically, if you see the full video, she's like, she bought something of about over $500. Others ate from like $62, $90, you know, $100, and then they bring the bill together, and she wants them to split it equally. So people that's, you know, spent like $62 will still pay equal of the $3,000 they're about to pay. I want to get your opinion on this. Are you splitting? Are you paying for your own, or are you splitting the bill equally with your friends?
I mean, before hanging out with someone like that, you should know the kind of person you're hanging out with. I don't hang out with people
your
like
friendship different. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. But I feel like, I mean, if you should pay for what you ate, and if she needs someone to help her with some money, she can ask nicely.
You know.
And if I can contribute to what you've eaten. You made the order, so I don't know.
I mean,
you know the craziest thing about that video?
Yeah.
The craziest thing is that they're actual real people in real life
doing that.
Who do that. Who have that behavior.
Yes.
It's insane.
My dear, you will wash plates.
Fam.
You will wash plates, my dear. It will be unfortunate for you. I mean, you guys. It's another week to stay safe out there in these streets, because people are moving. They are moving like sockets are losing in their head, my people. We need them, my people. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. And until I see you next week, yeah, guys, your guitar. Have a nice day.